Well, this has been a bit of a week. Racket's finally in jail. Oh, out of jail as of this morning. But still, the Racket thing. Jim streaming tomorrow. Dana's gonna get drunk sometime next week. TM. Yeah, good. So I got a couple news articles that kind of caught my attention. So I did delete all of Peter's emails relating to Origin COVID cabal conspired to destroy evidence to evade the Freedom of Information Act request and file this under, like I am the living embodiment of the Wojak meme of nothing ever happens and stuff. But this is kind of one of those things where something should happen because of how big this is. In that, yeah, like I've been saying this forever at this point. The whole pandemic narrative was from day one a scam. I knew it was from day one it was a scam and stuff. But it's just like more and more and more of this evidence is just coming out, and people still have their heads in the fucking sand, and no one's getting lynched over this. This is kind of the shit that people should get hanged for. For the amount of death, suffering, lost generation level shit and stuff is like this here level of shit. It's like something people need to hang for this. Hello, Porn. Hello, Weiser. And it's just like, I know nothing's ever going to come. I know nothing's going to come from it and stuff, but, it just needs to be said. It's like, like all these people are literally behind the scenes rubbing their hands together going, haha, we're going to fuck over all these people and stuff. And they're fucking destroying evidence as it comes out. And it's just like, it's fucking disgusting. Oh, it's as disgusting as Rackets. Oh, what's this one? Okay, this one here caught my attention, and this one is definitely filed under the Wojak of things never happen. Absurd. Department of Justice sues Ticketmaster owner alleging monopoly over live events industry. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ticketmaster owns everything when it comes to like tickets, live shows, plays, like non-movie theaters and stuff. Like if you have to buy a ticket and stuff anywhere, like this, not just like in America or anything, they own everything. Like they literally have a monopoly if it comes to like live events. Like Ticketmaster has a legitimate monopoly, and they've had a legitimate monopoly for decades. And everyone knows this, but no one's ever done anything about it. But it looks like the U.S. Attorney General got a bug up his ass and going after it. So I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get good boy points before the election. Yeah, I really don't think that this is gonna amount to anything stuff, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, wow, nothing's sacred anymore. Like Boeing's going through the ringer, Ticketmaster's going through the ringer now. Like all these major businesses and like effectively business institutions are kind of just going through the ringer right now. It's so fucking funny. Ah, shit. Okay, this one here gave me a good chuckle. Biden administration is hiring a meme manager. Hilarity ensues. I'm reading this one verbatim because it's fucking funny. The Biden campaign has posted a job listing seeking a meme manager, prompting many to submit examples that are finest Biden meme manager memes. The listing seeking a partner, manager, content, and meme pages was posted on Daybook. It states, in this role, you will initiate and manage day-to-day operations and engage in the internet's top content and meme pages. The ideal candidate for this role is passionate about bringing political content to voters where they already are on the internet. It adds, responsibilities in the post include the need to cultivate and manage relationships with top digital media companies, podcasters, and meme pages across a number of social media platforms, as well as to identify and land engagement opportunities. The listing betrays the fact that Biden is hemorrhaging support among young voters, and black voters, and Mexican voters, and women voters, and men voters, and Democrat voters. And the campaign, in its finite ignorance, believes that a few well-executed memes might turn it around. The problem is, the left can't meme. Oh boy, can't they. Leftist memes routinely include walls of text explaining what they mean, rendering the memes so pointless and absurd. Leftist memes be like, wall text. If I don't get a job, maybe Occupy Democrats will hire me. Oh, fuck. The importance of a meme is not like brevity. It must make a point in order to articulate a point. Well, it may be a short essay. Relying on this information is the key thing here. We do not need to make witty to gain approval. Those who do not have the benefit of a graduate degree. In conclusion, the meme format is best utilized as a teaching instrument and not merely for laughter. The left can't meme. Biden campaign hire meme manager because left can't meme, left can't meme. Left further can't meme, and hiring a meme manager just further proves this. Memes that work are organic, chaotic, and in line with reality. The left is the antithesis of this, with its obsession with centralized control, safety, and ceaseless desire to construct its own reality. I agree. Oh, good. Fucking Christ. Yeah, let's go see what's on my list. See if Jim's made any recent posts. Because Jim's been on a tear. Jim's been on a tear following this rackets thing since it blew up last night. Holy fuck. Oh, God. The comic post. I still like this picture of the cast into fire, destroy it, and Nick's like, no. Oh, shit. Ah, crap. I want to close all that. Ah, goddamn you. Twatter. Fucking Twatter. I can't open up new tabs without it fucking spazzing. I have to open up direct links. I cracked the code. I can't just like open new tabs or refresh tabs with fucking Twatter anymore. I have to use my direct links and links within the pages. So fucking stupid. It's fucking retarded. It's sad to see how he has fallen. Now, okay, here's my 2 cents on rackets. I followed rackets like just leading up to and during the Weeb Wars, the Vic Mignogna case, and I shit you not, the night before the Vic Mignogna ruling, literally the night before the ruling, I was like, I feel it in my gut. My fat, expansive gut has never led me wrong and is telling me this is going to get retarded way fast and really hard. And it did. So, like, the night before the first Vic ruling, I bailed in rackets. And it's like, haven't looked back, and yep, not surprised. Not surprised. My gut's always right in the long term. Never wrong. On a rare occasion, I will listen to it. And when it comes to rackets, it did not steer me wrong. Woof. Woof. Oh, yeah, I remember reading this. GameStop announced it concluded its $933 million ATM offering, selling 45 million shares and diluting the company by another 15%. Oh, GMC. Or GME. It's just like, them diamond hands, how are they working for you boys these days? Oh, Chong, what the fuck are you talking about? America is not prepared for the confrontation of either Russia or China. Broken clock is right twice a day. Probably keep an eye on Discord. Goddamn a person. That picture's gonna haunt me until my eyes bleed. Fuck it, I'm getting rid of it. Gone. Oh, fuck. Yeah, if anyone wants to call in, keep Grandpa company while he meanders, feel free to do so. But yell at me in chat because I don't normally have the Discord in focus. I got OBS on one screen, and I got my browser in the other one. Ooh. This is an elementary school teacher in Mount Desert Island Regional School in Maine. She boasts about class discussion on pronouns after a student changed her pronouns and says she changed hers to they, them. Why are elementary it's like, why are elementary kids coming out as trans non-binary? Because it's a fucking cult and they want your kids to diddle. That's all it comes down to. What do we have? Ooh, someone making auto shotgun. Yeah, sorry. That was your evening wake up call. Oh, good. I'm always low at this point. God damn it. Let's take another side trip. Let's see. Because if I raise myself, yep, still sitting at 80 in the baseline. Nah, audio's black magic at this point. I really don't care at this point. Okay, it's largely an effort and futility. Like I maxed out in OBS, I maxed out on my streamer mode. It's like I set my Windows one to decibels and not like percentage. And my microphone, like the baseline, is like at 80%, and we've established last time that anything higher than that there, I sound way too blown out. So as far as volume goes, everything's there. About the only thing I could probably do to fix it is maybe throw a gain in OBS. Actually, let's run that experiment. Audio, audio, microphone, filter, add a filter, add gain, add gain. One, two. Yeah, let's do whole numbers. Three. 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 Go up to 5. 5. 5. 5. I'm gonna keep doing this. Yeah, but is it good? Yeah, but is it better? Or is it better or can it be better? Because I'm currently at 5 plus 5. I think it caps out like 10. But at that point, I'll be hitting my limiter. 6. 6. 6. In fact, I'm going to go up to 8. 8. I am now talking at plus 8. I don't think we can get more greedy, though. I'm kind of curious. Okay, so this is good. This is currently the baseline, which is the gain is sitting at plus 8. Gonna bump it up to 10. I said 10, motherfucker. 10. I am now sitting at 10. 10. 10. The gain is at 10. Okay, okay, so is this like the best? So is this like the best one yet? As in better than all the other ones? Here, no difference. Whatever. If it's if it's better than before, but no difference than the last couple, you know, it's not blown out. Huh. Interesting. I really don't want to go back and I really don't want to go back and fucking around with the filters and OBS. Like the only there's a bunch of tutorials for how to do filters and OBS and stuff, and the only one I had up until literally just right now. Like I used to have them before, but then when I moved over to Sonar, I just got rid of all of them because things were fine until they weren't, as it always seems to fucking go. It's better. I can turn you down now as I keep most Odyssey volume at 40. Good. Till you run 100%, turn my speakers up even more. Opinion on a perspective of an unironic furry band. A furry band wouldn't be unironic. It would just be normal. Yif and hell for fags. I'm just looking at my audio levels now in OBS. If all I needed this entire time was just to throw on a gain filter, I'm gonna scream. And thankfully I have a limiter, so I can't go into the red. But I might throw on some more filters. Actually, fuck it. Where was I? Let's see. OBS microphone filters 2024. If they want to look like animals, they should put down as such. I agree. That's 1 year ago. This was 3 months ago.
Hey guys, and welcome back to this brand new video. Today I'm going to show you how to make your microphone sound better in OBS. So basically right now I don't have any effects on my voice. So I'm actually going to show you which filters I apply in this video in order to get a way better sound that I personally like, because this is after all a personal preference as well. But I'll generally show you how to make your microphone sound better in OBS. But first guys, if you want, you can go down on this video in the comment section and click on the first comment that I pinned. This will bring you to my Fiverr. And here as you can see, you guys just go to settings. And we're actually going to go to audio, and you're going to look to the input and output. So I have this first desktop audio to my speaker, so that's what I hear. So this is like desktop audio, it's like the desktop sounds like Spotify when it plays music or YouTube videos. It's basically the desktop audio, and that's the one right here. And then of course the most important one is going to be my microphone. Now in your case you also just want to select your microphone here. Now I have a Blue Yeti, so that's the one right here. And these I can change right now, but make sure they're on the 48 kilohertz and then stereo. Yet you click apply here, and then you click OK.
Sure.
Here, and then you click OK. Now make sure, by the way, when you're using your microphone, it can be just out of the box. But what's very important is actually the distance from your microphone. Now you don't want to be too close because you'll get boominess, but also don't want to be too far because you'll hear the room. And you don't want to hear the room, obviously. Now because the Blue Yeti is a bit different, I generally have it maybe 1.5 finger away from the microphone. But how you can generally test this is basically make sure that you can hear yourself, gradually go backwards, and then you make sure that your real life voice sounds the same as how it's recording. So basically what you can do is take off one headphone, so you keep one headphone on your ear and the other headphone you remove, so that you expose your ear and that you can hear in real life. So that you can basically hear your voice at the same time in real life with the headphone removed on one ear. At the same time the other headphone will still be on and you'll hear in the software how it sounds. And as I said, you can go backwards slowly and see whenever your voice sounds the same in real life and in the software. And then you'll know you're at a good distance from a microphone. Of course, gain plays also a part in that. Always make sure the gain is not too loud, never too loud, because you always get distorted, maybe even clipping recordings. So just make sure that in the Blue Yeti I have it 1/4 up, not more. You can go it all the way around, but I only have it 1/4 up for the Blue Yeti because I know I don't need more. So that's what you generally want. You want it halfway, maybe. In general, once again, it really depends on microphones, but you want to make sure that in any case it is not too loud. I also have the pop filter and a foam. A foam is very optional. It just makes my voice a little bit warmer, which I like. Now, pop filter is very important. It removes the sounds, so that's important to actually control that, because if you don't have that, those kind of sounds can go through pretty quickly and you don't want that. In any case, that's some general tips there I can give. Now, actually going in right here, I'm gonna go to advanced audio properties, and as you can see, as I said earlier, here I have my desktop audio and the mic, so basically 2 channels here. And if you want to hear yourself speak, you can go to monitor off and click on monitor and output. So now when I speak, and this is very annoying, I'm not used to hearing myself talk, but basically now I can hear myself talk and judge how my voice is gonna be. Now I will keep it up for myself because I'm not really used to working with hearing myself. I don't really like it, but in any case, it's to show you guys how to actually do that. So just gonna close this right now. And so now we're gonna get into the important things here. So we're gonna go back here, the 3 dots of the microphone, by the way, make sure that's the microphone you're at. Click it and then go to filters. And here, as you can see, we have nothing yet. We're gonna do the little plus here in the corner. I'm gonna start with the gain. Now my voice is already quite up, the gain, but you'll see later that it will actually go down. So right now I'm gonna put it at 3. About 390 is what I usually have. Now it's a bit louder and annoying at the moment, but I'll show you later why we have to bump it at the start. By the way, make sure to follow the order that I do as well. If you're making music and you're in a mixing process, this order also applies. So it is very important to actually follow this, and you want to make sure that you always start with a gain, so that you first boost the gain of the sound in question. Now we've done that, in general, if needed, we're going to use a noise suppression. I'm actually not going to use it in this video because I don't think this integrated one is really good. It's not my favorite one, really not. I don't really like it. You can play with this one if you want to use it, but you actually have an NVIDIA, I believe. One that is, if you have an NVIDIA, you will actually have able to have more settings that are actually quite interesting. But the way we have it right here really isn't that interesting, so I wouldn't advise you to use it. So you can right click on it and do remove. Now there's actually a second option here you can add. You can also do right click and add here, by the way. It's actually going to be a noise gate. Now this could actually be very interesting, especially if you have a lot of background noise. So a lot of like noisy neighbors or anything from a fan also in your room maybe. Really, this is more, although in extreme cases, I don't really see the use of me doing this, because I'll show you a little bit later why I don't really need it. Now my room doesn't have a lot of acoustics, so you already hear my room quite well, unfortunately. But once again, you have to play with these two. You could do the attack time a bit quicker here, so you can bring this down and play with these two here, but once again, I'm not going to use it in this video. If you have a quite calm room, let's say, in general, you wouldn't need it either. Now we are although going into something very important now, so we're going to do odd again, which is going to be a 3-band equalizer. So it's going to be an EQ. Now an EQ is actually gonna control the lows, the mids and the highs of a certain sound. Now in this case is my voice. And basically, as I'll play around, I'll show you how it works. Now the highs, you don't want it to be too high, because it gets more thinner and crispier. I don't like that sound. But you do want to bring it up a little bit for the clarity in your voice. Now personally, as you can see, if I do this, and hear in the change in my voice that it gets a bit clearer. You know, my voice gets clearer, it sounds less muffled. Now I'm just gonna bring this to 630, what I'm used to. Now same for the mids, this is of course going to be the frequencies in the middle. You want to bring this rather backwards, makes it sound a bit more professional. You can also use the little arrows here to be more precise, or actually type the amount. Now this is going to be of course personal to you, you don't have to copy my settings, you really have to look for yourself what you like and what sounds best for you and your microphone. Now lows, I already have a low voice, but I do want to boost it a little bit, because I like a little bit of lows, also a bit of warmth. Not too much, because too much will give you boominess, to make you sound like you're once again really muffled and muddy it will sound. So really what you want is to make it a little boost. Make sure that it's not too much, you know. It works for me, it's something also that I like, as I said, like to boost the lows a bit, that's a preference. But we're going to continue here and add an expander. There we go. I'm gonna put this, actually gonna keep this on 2 here. You can put this to 3 if you want with the ratio. Now this one here, you want to make sure that this one is not too much up, so you don't want to bring this up too much, really don't. And you also don't want to bring it down too much. You want to find a good middle point. I could say from between 30 and 40 is good. I generally use 37 actually. When you talk really quiet on a recording, you still sound normal, you know. So it'd still be, if you talk like a really low voice, you'll still hear it to a certain dB that people still be able to hear you speak, you know, even though you might be whispering or whatever. Do the attack quicker here. I'm gonna put this pretty much all the way down. Release, you can do 100. And we can actually leave the rest on 0. Now I'm gonna pretty much do the opposite. I'm gonna make sure that there's a compressor on it. Now compressor can be very subtle, especially in the world of mixing, for example. What we're especially gonna do here is actually control the... Let's put this ratio down, by the way. I wanna do it at 350 actually. That's the loudness. So I'm actually gonna bring this down. And now this is, for example, if you go something really hard, if you click on your keyboard, or you rage. It's also possible that you rage on a recording or a stream. Or accidentally touch something really loud. It makes a loud noise. Well, in this case, it wouldn't actually make sure that the people who are listening to the recording in question wouldn't actually be shocked by like loud noises or anything. You would actually be able to control these loud noises. So I'm gonna bring this down 100. Let's keep it that way. But actually gonna put the gain a bit up here. I'm gonna say to around 7. Okay, and now actually the last thing is going to be a limiter. This limits the sounds, obviously. I think you could have guessed that. -3 can do to -1 to -3. Now you can see this as the threshold, really, well, what it says here. The limiter of the sound, so it can go above -3 dB, you know. So it limits at that amount. You can go to 0 approximately. I think -3 is pretty safe. It's pretty safe in any case, you know. But yeah guys, there you go. Those are all of the settings that I generally use here in OBS. I really like my settings. As I said, they're personal to me. You have to look for yourself and for your microphone what honestly sounds best.
Listen to you later. Okay, so I don't really want to add like the equalizer, the expander, or the compressor, because all that's automatically in Sonar, so I don't really want to throw like apples on top of apples. But I think largely the main problem that we've had so far was my gain, I guess. I didn't have enough gain like between my system and Sonar and OBS, so I just had to literally just throw on a gain filter and just bump it up by a few decibels. That's really all it was. Huh. Actually, I want to do another experiment. Okay. So, I'm going to go off streamer mode. I'm going to put down the baseline of the volume baseline of my microphone, but I'm probably going to throw on a bit more gain. So, as of right now, my level of microphone is at 80%. And my filter in OBS is plus 10 decibels. Now I'm gonna drop the bass level of my microphone down to like, I don't know, 60. Knock off 20. So now it's down to 60. And I can see my level is dropped again. So I'm gonna go back up into the red. Let's say 15. 15. 15. 15. So my microphone baseline is now 60. And the gain is up plus 15. So in hypothetical theory, I should sound less blown out. And since I'm creeping up into the red, my volume should be better, but I shouldn't sound nearly as blown out as I have been. And I need feedback on this one. Who shall be the brave soul to tell me if I suck or not? So, like, before I did these changes and stuff, I was at like 80 baseline level, not blown out, but a bit too sharp treble. So at my 60 base, like right now I'm at 60. So am I worse than I was at 80? But I would take this over low you've been. Okay, but we can fix the low thing. We're kind of dealing with the blown out part now. So hypothetically, I should be less blown out now at 60 as opposed to 80. Because before I was at 80 and now I'm at 60. And I adjusted the gain to be at the level where I should be right now. So I would like a second opinion other than Wiser. Someone else. Haka? Kikowski? However you pronounce your name. All right, there's damn near 40 people watching. I can get a second, maybe even a third opinion. What sounds better, baseline 80 or baseline 60? I'm baseline 60 now. I will settle on a second opinion. Okay, failing that, Wiser, gun to your head. Which sounded better? Baseline, like volume level 80, like microphone level 80 or microphone level 60. And I'm on level 60 now. Out of the two, which is better? Again, I'm talking about do level 80 again. Okay. Let's see. Currently, I am at 60. This is the 60 test. I'm leaning 60, but I would like to hear it again. Okay. So right now, I bumped it back up to 80. It is now back up to 80. We can also split the difference to 70, but we are getting the baseline. You were leaning towards 60. Okay, so definitely 60. I'm going to drop it down to 70 before going back to 60, just as a point of reference. Out of curiosity sake. I am now at 70. This is 70. I'm not, and just for the record, I'm not fucking around with the gain. So the volumes might be a little different, but I'm not fucking around with the gains. I'm only changing the microphone levels. We can fine tune the volume with the gain afterwards. We're just doing the blown out part now. So as of right now, I'm at 70. Yeah, fuck it, we ball 65. Right now, it is at 65. And we'll go 60 after 65. So just to have just to get our curiosity sake out of the way, I'm currently at 65. And now, with this being 65, I'm going to go down to 60. I am now back at 60. We are currently back at 60. This has been brought to you by the number 60. Why don't we try 55? Just out of curiosity. Again, not volume. We're going for sound quality on this one. I'm not an audio engineer. We've long established I have dysmorphia when it comes to my own voice. So you're my point of reference at this point. Okay. So right now the microphone level is at 55. If it's starting to get a little low again, we can just throw more on the gain. Although we are slowly creeping towards the top of the gain filter, so we don't have much room to play with from here. Hey, your opinion's better than my opinion because I can't tell shit. Okay, so the microphone level now is at 55. So in comparison to 60 or 55. This volume level is brought to you by the number 55. If I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of retarded. I do like even numbers, so I'm gonna go back up to 60. Okay. As of right now, the 60 is a little sweet spot. So I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious to play around with the gain a little bit more. Okay. So the gain I have in OBS right now at level 60, the gain I have on here is 15 decibels. Right now, I'm sitting at 15 decibels plus 15. I'm going to bump up to 20 for shits and giggles. And we're probably going to have to dial it back, but I'm kind of curious. I am now talking at, oh, I'm definitely in the red now. This is plus 20 decibels, which is a insane lot. Plus 20 decibels from plus 15. Currently at plus 20. Curious. Okay. I am now back at 15. Actually, I'm just going to leave the thing up. 15. I'm back in the yellow. Actually, I think that's probably going to be the best. I think we found the sweet spot. I think we found the sweet spot with our initial foray of level 60 and then plus 15. So is this it? This was the entire time I was just missing a gain filter to fix everything. Is that all it was? Fucking gay. Gay and homosexual. Fuck, I hate audio. Audio's black magic. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Although I did get one good thing from that video was to put the limiter below the gain as far as layer filters. So when it comes to gain, here is quick reference. 1 decibel is about 21% increase, 2 is around 70, and 3 is the double, and 10 decibels is 10 times stronger. So doing steps in 3, then back down. So are we gonna? So okay, I understand what you're saying, but my next question after that there is: do we want to walk it back from 15 at this point? So do we want to walk back and go? Because right now, so 15, 20 decibel, you jump nearly 4 times louder. Yeah. Okay. But are we okay? Probably the better way for me to ask this question is: stay at 15. That's what I was gonna get at. So we're happy with 15 because for me, all I really have to go on is your opinion. But my only immediate right now that I can see is my OBS audio, and 15 is nice because it is just like all the filter tutorials I've seen for like levels and stuff is you want to max out the yellow and just creep into the red, and that's what I'm doing right now as is with the plus 15. It does seem to be the sweet spot. And since we fixed my audio, what you should do, Wiser, is call in, say hi. And then you should call in and say hi and tell me how much I'm a retard when it comes to this audio stuff. Could have sworn I have your note around here in the list. Seeing who's online. Give me a few who got caught in a rainstorm after sweating heavy humidity. Yeah, take your time. I can go back to my Twitter feed. But when you're ready, just jump into the stream waiting room and yell at me in chat. Yell at me in chats because I won't have Discord and focus. I really want to listen to this new tarf. I'm gonna put it away for later. Twitter. Can't fucking refresh shit. Actually, what I could do is probably just bookmark my list and have it in my stream folder. Save me a precious few seconds. Yes. This is what I shall do. Bookmark into another folder. Daily. Streaming. Save. Streaming. Beep. Why you beep phone? I don't care about fucking bank. Screw you, bank, and your latest deals. Ooh, speaking of bank, I saw actually the news about my bank. 1 second. Finish off my bookmarks. Train of thought. News 14 space save. Oh fuck, where did I see this? Let's see. TD fire employee. Is there a hedge? Does your hedge have one? Trying to remember where I saw this. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I saw this earlier and it gave me a chuckle. I'm not entirely surprised. TD Bank fires more than a dozen after anti-money laundering failings, says report. The anti-money laundering scandal at Toronto Dominion Bank, currently under investigation by the U.S. Justice Department, has sparked an internal reorganization at the Canadian bank, leading to termination over a dozen employees. What a fucking shock! Toronto, it's like TD's running a money laundering scam. The devil, you say? It's almost as unheard of as the Royal Canadian Mint releasing doctored materials and coins and wafers, and how I don't trust anything anymore. So Canadian finances are complete and utter shit through scams and fraud. The devil, you say? Never seen this before. Never happens in a million years. Fucking Christ almighty. Putin wants ceasefire which freezes current lines in Ukraine. Ooh, this is hot off the presses. President Vladimir Putin is offering ceasefire with Ukraine and Western backers to end what's been a full-fledged proxy war is unlikely to be agreed by Kiev, as he reportedly wants to freeze current positions. Yeah, I kind of agree. Good luck with that one. I took Pepsi AC, but my reflexes are already going crazy. Yeah, I don't think. Honestly, Ukraine should agree to the terms, but they're not going to. They're just not. Oakland, California. Homeless encampments, streets, and fires for warmth resembling the dystopian nightmare. Gotta keep that money laundering. It doesn't matter if it's like US kikes or Canadian kikes. I don't trust bankers. Fuck them all. It's all just one giant scam. It's all just one giant scam. Okay, this here chart gives me a little chuckle. Mentions of low-income consumers in Q1 company earning calls at all-time high. Concerns around the consumer has risen, particularly at the low end. It's like, yeah, woof. Goodness gracious, it's almost like inflation's out of control, and they printed trillions of dollars out of thin air over a couple of years. And the fiat currency was never worth anything to begin with and stuff, and now the illusion that was actually worth something is long gone. Wow, never seen that before. Yeah, it couldn't be the collapse of what the fuck is this going on here? During a road rage incident, a younger couple got out thinking they were going to beat up an old couple, and they ended up getting beat instead. Go, Granny! Fucking. Holy shit. Holy shit. Granny's going to town on that little cunt. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that whore got a savage beating from Granny. Holy shit. Yeah, think twice before getting out of your car. Rules to live by. Yeah, no shit. Okay, I saw the GME one. Okay, yep. That's cool. The auto shotgun. Okay, yeah, this is where we got sidetracked into audio engineering. DARPA crap, don't care. Westbrook city official admits that 90 to 95% of his city's welfare recipients are illegals. The devil, you say? Wow. Ray Trump's dancing on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't hate Trump, but I also can't take him seriously. So him doing the grandpa shuffle is just like, okay, this is amusing. Which is a lot more than what Sleepy Joe can do. Crackor. Just a girl who missed her. Okay, once. Just a girl who missed her 5 a.m. flight and won't make it to her bestie's wedding because Delta sucks. You fucked around and took forever to get to the airport, you found out. Okay, yeah, nope. That makes sense. Man who agrees with the media university. Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. Man who agrees with the media, universities, corporations, and Hollywood thinks he's part of the resistance. He's like, motherfucker, you are a useful idiot. Actually, I'm going to take a little side tangent. See what's going on in the farms right now. Nick has been released from jail. That's old news. The medallion curse is still making the rounds, even in the VTuber thread. That's amusing. What's going on with the PIP project? The PIP project. Okay, I don't need any more input. I still agree with I agree with yesterday me in that the PIP, for those of you who don't know, the asylum's doing their annual Pippa project for her debut anniversary, and it looks like this year's theme from the asylum is making both shitpost and legitimate recipes for the rabbit. And I gave my lazy Northern Comfort recipe, which is just ground beef ground beef ketchup and fucking instant potatoes mush. It is like the pinnacle of lazy comfort food. I swear to Christ, my recipe that I posted to the PIP projects and stuff, at one point in that recipe's existence, that was shepherd's pie. But I got lazy as the years went on. It's like, okay, back when I first had that recipe, it was like, canned tomato sauce, very quickly became ketchup. Peeled and boiled and mashed potatoes very quickly became instant potatoes, and just straight downhill. Laziest amount of effort. If my lazy ass can make that there, so can the rabbit. I'm just going to actually read the post. I've given this recipe a million times. Yeah, where is it? Where are you? I'm just kind of lightly scanning for me. Okay, yeah. Grumpy Grandpa's Northern Comfort. 500 grams to 1.5 kilograms. Whoever makes up the final post, if you want to change it to Imperial for Pippa, I don't care, but this is the recipe I deal with. So either it depends what I can get at the grocery store. Usually what I aim for is 1 kilogram of ground beef, but I'll go up to 1.5 kilograms. That way I have a lot of leftovers. At the bare minimum, I will make a 500 gram version of stuff, but that's like one bowl. So it's like brown 1 kilogram, over 1 kilogram of ground beef, brown and remove grease. Reduce heat, add ketchup to preference. I did a little shit post saying, reduce heat and add ketchup until Kirsche would approve, mix until redder than the baboon's ass. For little silliness. And my ratio is 1 cup of instant potatoes per 500 grams of ground beef. So if you do 1 kilogram, you have like 2 cups. But the way I usually do it is that I'll cook the ground beef, mix it up with the ketchup, and then partial it out in 500 gram portions into like Pyrex bowls. And like I'll put the rest away in the fridge for later and stuff. And what I'll do is that per 500 grams, I'll just make a bowl of instant potatoes and then mix up the ground, like reheat the ground beef and just mix it all up. And that there's really good food for like over several days, and it's really tasty. Is fucking ground beef, ketchup, and instant potatoes. Anyone who hates that is fucking nuts. I'm back to my Twitter feed after my food tangent, and now I'm fucking hungry. Jesus fuck. Why is there 40 of you listening to me talk about food? Reading my Twitter feed and dealing with audio engineering. I have it's kind of funny. I have enough people listening to me that I know for a fact do audio and music and stuff for hobbies, if not livelihoods and stuff. And the fact it takes this many audio engineering people to get my dumbass to an acceptable level is really funny. There's Hunter. Probably helps if I get in the stream too. Hello.
Evening. Wow, my icon's pretty huge this time.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Okay, I'm kind of annoyed. I'm kind of annoyed at Discord because I was looking at the list before because anyone who has like a different name between accounts, I can't keep track of that stuff. So I put in like the little Discord notes. So I put your Odyssey name in there, but it wasn't there before, and it just popped in right now. That's gay.
Yeah, I lost my my original Discord a long time ago when there was a purge in 2016. So.
What, as like getting to your account and write down your password kind of thing?
No, being in unapproved chat rooms, if you want to call it, not toting the right line.
Ah, you pissed off the furries is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Of course, my running joke is gay communist furries, but then I repeat myself. What the fuck do I have on my screen? Bounce back. 3 French drag queens. Oh, God, no. 3 French drag queens are chosen to carry the Olympic flame in Paris for the Summer Games. No, what you need for Paris is you need a bunch of goat fuckers for that to be on point for Paris.
I just don't understand the reason why this is being pushed so hard now.
Well, it's not that it's being pushed hard now. It's kind of just always been a thing. But okay, here's my little hypothesis. In that the tide against the powers that be, either you want to do SEG, ESG, bridge, or whatever acronym or label you want to put on it, like the woke crap and stuff is on its last leg. The pushback, as I've been saying, is going to be slow and hard, and they know it at this point. So, to my thought is that they're trying to do a Hail Mary because it's all they know at this point. Thoughts?
I don't know if it's a Hail Mary or if it's just.
Well, okay, Hail Mary implies that there's a chance for it to succeed. It's kind of like, I don't know.
I get what a Hail Mary is. I'm familiar with the concept. My point being is I just don't see it really as a Hail Mary. It's more like a take it or leave it. A Hail Mary, like I said, implies a chance. This is more like
active desperation?
Have to accept it or it's not. Definitely desperation, but it's more like it's a desperation of why won't you accept it? Not
well, no, okay.
You should accept it.
No, that line of thinking does line up because we've covered a lot of times here in that the powers that be are in their own little bubble and they huff their own farts. Like they sample their own drugs. Like,
yep.
You never sample your own products, and that's exactly what they've done. And they've bought their own bullshit hook, line, and sinker, and that's all they know. And they since day one they've always been like, well, why aren't you fucking idiots not eating up your slop? It's like, well, because we know better than you, because we haven't lost touch of reality. Oh my God.
Sorry, dogs. Someone walked in, so the dogs went crazy. I didn't want to put that all over.
Nah, that's fine. We all love our doggos.
I got 3 big ones, so.
Nah, I'm just kind of like R.I.P. Doge.
But yeah, that's exactly more what you last stated is what I would agree with. It's kind of like there's a, and I hate to say it that way, but it's like, there's a group or someone out there that says this is the way it should be, and why won't you eat your slop? Just kind of like how you said.
Well, yeah, because like the fucking the what do you call it? The promotion, I guess. The marketing campaign for the "You'll Own Nothing and You'll Be Happy." That wasn't that long ago,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
and that fell flat on its face.
Yeah. But I mean, it is working to a point on some of the younger generation, if you want to call it that route. I mean, even unfortunately, some of the kids that my children talk to, you can see that they're very much kind of like being taught socialism is a great thing. That if you give your point to the government,
Well,
if you let the government lead your life, you'll have a better life.
well, it's one of those things where I'm willing to cut them a bit of slack because they're dumb kids, and some of them will continue to believe that slop because they're like I said this before and I'll say it again. There will always be tankies because there are always going to be idiots being born. That's just the way the world works and stuff. But the hope is that as the majority of them get older and stuff, they realize, oh shit, this is one giant grift. Oh, I get it now, and then hopefully the majority will wise up to it. That's the hope. You always want to have 51% at minimum realizing it's shit. So you kind of you don't want to get into the negatives. Is kind of what I'm kind of getting at. You don't want to be more there be more tankies, and then the whole system is just done at that point. Oh god.
What?
I'm just looking at what's on my screen right now. Teddy Cook is a woman. Pass it on. They can't force all of us to delete our posts. Ugh. The safety office ordered my post taken down partly because it called Teddy Cook a woman. Now in the appeal, before anything has even really started, the judge says we can't call. It looks like more tranny nonsense.
That's not in the X you're looking at right now, right? Is that something else?
The looks like the guy with tats on my screen right now. There might be a few seconds.
All I see is the. Hold on. No, I thought I hit mute on the Odyssey. I hit pause.
Yeah. It looks like there's some. It looks like there's some. Well, it's like what we said. Like a lot of this stuff is still going on, even though, yeah, you see it now. Yeah, it seems like a lot of this stuff is still going on, even though in the grand scheme of things, it's doomed to fail. Like it's like all this here stuff, like the climate death cult, the like the pandemic crap, the tranny shit and stuff. Like all this here stuff is effectively communism, and communism works up until you run out of other people's money, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Well, wasn't it? Who was it? That AOC chick or something today said that the new Green Deal will have taxes will pay for it, and then the rest will be paid for by the government, something like that.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah, it was some stupid bullshit. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I don't think anyone even in that sphere, like the squad sphere, I don't think even any of their sycophants are buying their bullshit at this point because it's been so long. It's like, okay, this is this is kind of like a little microcosm of like the bigger picture, in that the true believers don't even believe it anymore, and that's when you know they're done. this is the one little bit of optimism I will allow myself. I assume your dogs are going crazy.
They do at times. Right now, not so much.
That's fine. That's fine. So, do you have any big plans for the weekend? Or are you just gonna hang around with the rest of us watching Jim tomorrow?
No, I won't be on at all pretty much tomorrow. I've got my son's birthday party and all that stuff, and so I've got to take care of all that. So I'm even kind of a little scatterbrained right now, but I meant to jump on the other Friday, but you started early, so by the time I got home from work and sat down, you were finishing up.
You win some, you lose some, but at least you have
Yeah.
at least you have something to look forward to this weekend with your kid.
Yeah, and you? I mean, it's also Memorial Day weekend here.
I don't think Canada does anything for more. I don't think we do. I don't think we have anything specific for Memorial Weekend. At least I don't think I do.
Yeah, I didn't think you did, but I just wasn't sure if you just had anything going down or not.
Nah. I'm free as a bird. I'm getting a little crazy in that I'm looking for work right now, but I'm not getting any callbacks. I'm starting to get a little worried.
Have you streamed anything else recently? That Godzilla -1 was actually pretty good.
It was, I don't know. I've been on a rewatch. How do I want to say it? I've been on a bit of a mini kick of rewatching those existential movies. You know, like the 13th Floor, Dark City. Fucking, I'm skipping the Matrix. I don't know if I want to rewatch Existence. I've watched Existent. I hate that name. I've watched that movie a million times because I love Cronenberg, but I think that was like the beginning of the end for Cronenberg for me.
Don't think I've seen that one, surprisingly.
Yeah, pretty much all these movies came out within like a year of each other. It was fucking wild. But I don't know. The sales pitch for Existence, it's I don't know what's it. Well, you know the plot twist is like multiple layers of worlds and stuff, blah blah blah. But the pitch of that movie in particular is that there's organic technology that allows you to go into another reality as a game. That's the narrative framing of it.
Okay, yeah, now I know which one you're talking about. It's
the one with the bone gun.
Extends.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the one with the bone gun where they're in that little Chinese shop and they put together a gun and Buddy does the assassination.
Yeah, I'm just it was under another name when it actually first came out, and then they changed it back to Extends.
Oh God, you're right. I totally forgot about this.
That's why it didn't pop at first, and then when you mentioned what it was, I said, that's right.
This is gonna bug me now. What was the original name? Let's see. Exist and
I mean, I also saw it when I was in Seoul, South Korea, so that also screws things up. Kind of like what I saw Leon, which everyone here knows as The Professional.
Oh God, yeah. I haven't watched that one either in forever.
Yeah, you've got to watch the full release though. It's there's a touch bit of if you want to call it. Some people say it's pedophilia. I said no, I think it's just a girl who's infatuated with a man, but he knows his limits. You know what I mean? He never crosses that line, no matter how hard she tries.
Yeah. Well, I almost made a mistake the other day of watching the theatrical release of Dark City because at the opening it was like getting a monologue. I'm like, oh no, wait, this is not the director's cut because they removed that. I remember that, so I had to re-download the director's cut of Dark City. It was better than I remembered.
Yeah, Dark City is one I haven't. Whoops, I haven't watched that one. I think since I first saw it, so I don't have a great recollection of it.
Uh, Buddy wakes up, thinks he committed. Well, he actually did. Buddy wakes up with amnesia, has committed a murder, wondering what the fuck is going on. These guys in dark hats and trench coats are following him. Reality's kind of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey around him and stuff because he's not affected like everyone else is in the city. And then he pretty much becomes Neo. I hate I hate to make the Matrix reference, but that's what it comes down to.
No, I get that. Like I said, I remember watching it. It just doesn't stick in my mind, so it mustn't have been one of those great hits. Either that, or it's because I watched an edited version, if you want to call it, because I know things have changed.
Well, okay. The main plot twist for that, there, not to be coy, is that it's literal aliens abducted humans to research the human condition and to possess humans. And pretty much what it is the city is like this disc in space, and these psychic brain squid are able to manipulate the city, but the main character unlocks his power and becomes God.
One more.
Yeah. Man, theatrical sucks hard for Dark City. I might have seen the theatrical version at one point and stuff, but it's one of those rare movies where I was aware that there was a director's cut version. You know, it's kind of like Blade Runner. It's like I've seen both versions and stuff, but I know the dark. Okay, I do have actually I have to retract that comparison because I do have issues with the director's cut of Blade Runner. Because fuck that unicorn.
Because what?
Okay, so the original theatrical release of Blade Runner, the nature of Deckard being a replicant or not was a lot more ambiguous. It was like really hinted, but it was very ambiguous. And the director's cut, Buddy Ridley Scott pretty much outright says that he's a replicant, and it becomes obvious in the sequel. You know, the new Blade Runner movie, in that Deckard was a replicant the entire time and stuff. But the original theatrical cut of Blade Runner, it was more implied. But the director's cut of Blade Runner, which came much later, it was more like hammer on your head. It's like Deckard is a replicant. Duh. And I mentioned the unicorn because he has this dream sequence of the unicorn, and because you remember that little sequence with the origami.
Yes.
Yeah, so part of that conversation was strongly implying like the unicorn represents the artificially, the replicants and stuff. And then maybe like a scene or two later, he has the unicorn dream sequence, and it's like, oh, well, fuck off. It actually, I actually do remember the first time I watched the director's cut of Blade Runner, it actually did infuriate me.
Well, I enjoyed it for the movie. I get what you're stating, but I just thought the theatrics and everything for the time, especially as young as I was, just were just awesome.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Fit for me.
Don't get me wrong. I like all the influences that came from Blade Runner and the Blade Runner movie itself. Like, I like the special effects. I like the characters and stuff. It's still a good movie and stuff. But my opinion of Blade Runner, Blade Runner suffers the Star Wars problem in that you have a director who thinks he knows better than everyone else. And he does have good ideas, but there's no one around to tell him, no, these other ideas are stupid. So he suffers like Ridley Scott suffers the George Lucas problem, in that there's not someone around to, like in the director's cut, to say like, no, it's like, no, Ridley, this is a very dumb idea. No one's going to like this.
What about Memento? Have you ever seen Memento?
Is that the one with
Guy Pearce?
Yeah. I want to say I have, but I have no memory of it. Like my late teens to early, my My late teens to mid 20s, I watched so many fucking movies. Once I had like a decent internet connection in university, I watched so many fucking movies, and everything kind of just bleeds into each other.
I didn't even see that. That Porian says, "Man, theatrical sucks. Hard for Dark City." And then he says, "What do you think of theatrical voiceover version of Blade Runner?" LOL.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah. So Decker actually does. Okay, Porian specifically, the Decker voiceover in Blade Runner is funny because even Harrison Ford at the time knew that was a dumb idea, and he phoned it in. He did Harrison Ford did one take for that voiceover, and he did it in the most terrible deadpan ever, and he figured that they were never going to use it, but they did. And he was actually legitimately pissed about that, and that'll never not be funny to me.
But sorry, just Full House.
Oh yeah.
Memento. It's just when you were mentioning some of the points of Dark City, it just brought up Memento. Memento is the one where Guy Pearce has the short memory issue, so he keeps putting tattoos or Sharpie on himself to give him reminders.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the page of it right now, and it's coming back to me. Yeah, I remember seeing it, but I think everybody just saw it like the one. And of course, the Christopher Nolan. Of course, the fucking is.
You know, that movie blew me away back when I first saw it. I was like, you know, thought it was pretty good. But again, I was younger though too, so I think it had just come out. You were looking up, when did that movie release? Looking at it?
It came out in 2000.
Wow, so 24 years ago.
Yep. That movie's old.
Basically half my age.
I just did math on that one. Memento rocks, late 90 or early 2000 dude cinema masterpiece. I might have to give it a rewatch if it's getting high praise from Porian. It's like this motherfucker is a pop culture guy that I actually do value his opinion on. So if he gives it another thumbs up, I have to give it a rewatch.
Guy Pearce did a lot of good movies. I think he chose them more for the acting than he did for the quality of the movie, I should say, though. He does one that's kind of recent. I just can't remember what it's called. It's kind of like a John Wick-esque, if you want to call it. The guy takes his car. I think he ran over a dog too. I don't think it was his dog, but that was a really good one. I just can't remember what it's in his native Australia though too.
Has it just come out or is it in post production?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be in the 2010s ish.
Oh fuck me. Like I'm not recognizing.
It's like the Runner or something. It's not Road Runner, but it's something like that.
The Rover?
Yes, that's it. The Rover.
2014 Australian dystopian Western drama. Yep, this is it.
Yeah, they either sell. You can buy ammo and you can trade ammo, but almost everyone wants US dollars for everything too. That was the funny thing.
Yeah, it looks like Mad Max Light.
Not really, because they just had their cars. That was the one thing though too, is a lot of, at least people that I know who saw it were all like, man, that Hilux, because for a bit he had a Toyota Hilux, and a lot of people don't realize the Hilux is missing out by not being sold here in the States, because those things are just like beasts, man. You can just drive them into the ground and they're not expensive.
Yes, I too have watched the Fat Electrician rant video on the Hilux.
I've seen Hiluxes around for a long time, even if you watch a lot of the old Desert Storm videos and stuff like that, where I wouldn't say Desert Storm, but
no. I'm familiar with the Hilux too and stuff. It's just kind of funny that it's making a resurgence in the rounds, just as like a brainworm in the internet consciousness for whatever got for a second reason.
But he's done some pretty good movies, Guy Pearce, in my opinion. There was another one that was out of Australia called The Horseman. That was a dark one, but that was a really, really good movie for what it was. It's a man who's looking for his daughter in that, and I can't remember if he knows she's dead or finds out she's dead. But it's a very real movie, as in it follows, real human points, and it doesn't do anything like over the top. There's no shooting 5 guys with 2 bullets, while doing a somersault and everything.
So it was a more milder version of like what's that? Taken?
No. This would be a hardcore version of Taken, because they didn't hold back on no one. Everyone's scarred, and some people get scarred more in that movie.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's called The Horseman.
Oh God, he did the time machine. I'm sorry, this is the thing that catches my attention. He did the time machine. Oh God.
That remake wasn't too bad.
I don't know.
It's not as good as the one with what's his name, but it was, for the current time, it was good. And yeah, the movie I'm looking at is called The Horseman. It's from 2008. They call it an action crime, and it's like I said, it's a dark movie, but it's very realistic. That's the thing I liked about it too. But yeah, think of Taken without any happiness.
I wouldn't. Happy is a strong word to associate with the Taken movies.
Well, his daughter never gets violated and taken. All the bad guys die, and all the good people are fine. In The Horseman, his daughter's violated. I can't remember if she died or committed suicide. He tries to find the guys who did it. He accidentally gets another girl raped and everything like that through not realizing what he walked into, and he barely makes it out alive, but ultimately it's not worth it.
Huh.
That's just like a quick synopsis for you. It is a good movie, but it's not a nice movie.
Speaking of people getting their shit kicked, and I just remember that there's going to be a Boondocks 3.
Boondock Saints 3?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, the second one wasn't too worth it.
I actually still to this day am enamored with the first one, but yeah, the second one's kind of just like, eh. So I can only imagine what the third one's going to be.
I mean, unless William Dafoe's going to come back as the cross-dressing whatever he was, but I just love the fact when he got that dude was rubbing on his chest and he smacks him, he goes, such a faggot.
Willem Dafoe does not. Willem Dafoe is like Nick Cage at this point. He doesn't say no to it doesn't say no to a paycheck.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
I'm honestly trying to rack my brain around what movies are coming out that I even give 2 shits about.
Yeah, there's nothing that I can think of at all. Have you ever seen Shot Caller?
Oh God, that rings a bell.
That's recent. It's somewhere in the 20s. Very, very good movie. I can't remember that he was Jaime Lannister on the recent Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. I'm just really going through my Rolodex. I don't think I've seen it. I know what you're talking about now, though, but I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, you should watch it. It is very much worth the watch.
Kadowski is like, Willem Dafoe once said no. I know. I can neither confirm nor deny the wild allegations of Willem Dafoe saying no to a paycheck. Oh my god, I just remember something. I have yet to actually watch the Japanese remake of Cube.
Of Cube, huh?
Did you ever see?
Nicolaj Coster-Waldau. That's why I just can't remember the name. NCW.
He's Jamie Lannister.
Yeah.
No, I just had.
He's a very good actor, though.
He is. No, I just had a mental brain blast of like going through my mental Rolodex of movies and stuff, and it just came to me in a flashbang of I still haven't watched the Japanese remake of Cube yet. You ever watch Cube?
Cube the movie, right? The one where they're trapped in that.
Yes, the sci-fi original movie Cube. Yes.
Yeah, where they're trapped and they keep going through the different doorways. They try to figure them out, see if they can go by the serial numbers and everything, when they should have just stayed in the first cube they were in.
Yep. Yeah, and there is a Japanese Cube, and actually I'm going to re-download it now because I really do want to watch it, because it was like I remember seeing the first initial report saying like Japan's going to remake Cube. I was like, okay, that's kind of neat, and then it came out and it's like, okay, I'm going to download it, and I did, and it just sat on my hard drive. And I never got around to watching it before I fluffed it off to my external. So I'm kind of just like, damn, I never actually did watch it. And of course, it's going to be a Japanese horror film, but Cube. So it's like, okay, I can imagine they're probably going to get creative with it. Not going to lie.
Now,
not going to lie. Not going to lie. I actually do like the Cube movies, even the sequels. Go on.
Now, have you ever seen Bullets, Blood, and a Fistful of Cash? It's actually an enjoyable movie, but you have to remove all reality, and it is a B movie and a half.
I want to say yes. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. 99% sure. The Cube Half-Life 2 was really dank. God damn it, boring. Blood, Fistful of Cash. Yeah, there you go. What does Rotten Tomatoes have to say about that?
This is the first one I found. I use Yandex as my search engine, so it usually comes up with the Russian stuff first. So I just click on whichever one has the best access.
Yeah, people are mixed, but I'm a sucker for fucking B movies. Okay, yeah. I was kind of just looking for. I was looking for the movie poster. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen this.
It actually, other than the beginning plot, because that's the only thing that doesn't make sense, is they screw over the guy. They think they kill him, then they go and they kill his love of his life, but leave a note saying this is your fault in that, but yet they thought they killed him. That whole premise right there didn't make sense. Everything else makes sense in that, but that beginning premise is what kind of like, if you go back and look at it, kind of like the Planet of the Apes thing, it's like the new Planet of the Apes, even like the old Planet of the Apes. It's like we should trust humans, but humans screw us every time somehow. So let's trust them again.
I have opinions on the latest okay, I've Planet of the Apes is one of my favorite franchises, and I've actually been on board with the reboot series as it is up until this one. The latest one is a very pretty movie, but I want to take everyone by the head and bash them into the rocks, because everyone in this movie is dumb. It's a pretty movie, but all the characters are stupid. well, it's one. Okay, so like the Caesar trilogy. You know, it's kind of like the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy and stuff. It's like, okay, once the main character's gone, it's like, why do I care?
I get that.
And this latest because the production story behind the late I can't remember what the fuck they even call this movie. You know, it's like whatever. The latest Planet of the Apes movie. It was initially going to be a reboot, not really reboot. This here latest movie was going to be its own thing, but then later on in production, someone decided, oh, people aren't going to like a hard reset, so we're going to have to tie it into the previous one. So it's like a couple centuries in the future and stuff, but it's still the reboot timeline.
Yeah, but how did the humans still have great clothes then? If it's 400 years in the future.
So okay. To explain why the main chick has decent clothes where everyone else is in furs, is that there are even several centuries later, there are still pockets of humanity that have the innate immunity to the virus and stuff. So there are still humans out there in bunkers that can talk and have guns and all that jazz and stuff, and that's where she fits in. It's as stupid as it sounds. Korean Western, yes. Check out Good, Bad, and the Weird. Oh god, that looks so stupid.
Yeah, I think I actually saw that in Seoul.
I don't think I've seen a decent Korean movie
Since Old Boy.
no. Actually,
How about Believer?
No, okay, I can count the number of Korean movies I've watched in like one hand. I remember The Host. I love The Host, and I love the first Train to Busan movie. I actually like the animated prequel, and I did not care for the sequel.
Haven't even watched the sequel. I haven't watched the animated though either.
The animated prequel to Train to Busan is actually really really good. Go into the animated prequel blind. It's really good. But the sequel, give it a pass. It's shit.
Yeah, I bought the first one and the anime. I have not watched the anime. I've watched Train probably 4 or 5 times. The one movie I still want to try and get, and I still have it on my search list, is an old Korean gangster movie called Nombo 3. And that one I'd like to watch again, but Old Boy was a great one. The Man from Nowhere, even though it's a little campy, is a very good Korean movie that's recent. Old Boy is a little bit older.
I'm pretty sure.
Believer.
I'm pretty sure I watched Old Boy because it's one of those like okay, you have to see it kind of ones. So I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Yeah, don't watch the American version. It was junk.
As is usually the case, yes.
Yeah. Trying to think of a couple of the Sunflower is a very, if you like some of the gangster ones or Yangachi ones, Sunflower was a good one. I believe it's called Sunflower, but they might also call it by the Korean name for sunflower, but I'm pretty sure it just goes by Sunflower.
I'm just now going through my mental Rolodex of like foreign films I've watched in like I can say within the last couple of decades at this point.
Yeah, 2006. Hey Baraji.
Let's see. Korean film list. This is gonna be fucking bad. Year.
There's another recent one too, but it's in English and in Korean, but it's mainly in. I want to say it's mainly in English, and it's I just can't remember the name right. Actually, I think it's Gon.
Like Gon gone.
Yes.
Gon Korean film.
I could be wrong then, but I think that's the main character's name then at least.
There's a lot of guns. This isn't. God damn it. It's not Gun Jam. I'm getting a shit ton.
Not Gun Jam.
Yeah, no, I'm getting a. No, that's like the main one I'm coming back. I know it's not it, but it's like the main search result I'm getting. Yeah. Gone TV series? No.
No, it's not that. There's another name for it. I just can't remember it. There's also the Divine Move, if I remember right. That was I wanted to say it was like a noir-esque one. That was a really good one.
Yeah,
most of them unfortunately seem to go around gangsterish movies though.
Pretty much I'm just looking at the like the top grossing Wikipedia list of Korean movies and stuff, and it only goes back to like 1999 for whatever reason. You know what's?
Yeah, now I'm sitting here trying to look for it.
I've given up looking for it, but I just going through this Korean list, I just realized everyone and their dog talked about Parasite when it came out, and I never got around to watching it.
I have not seen that either.
You know, when it's very blatant, like political commentary and stuff, and it's just like I know the synopsis, and it's just like, not really my thing. It's like, oh, it has and have nots. Oh, what to do? I don't really care. You know, like I haven't watched enough Korean films to draw any major conclusions, because like my favorite movie, a Korean movie I've seen so far to this day is still The Host. Because at the end of the day, my favorite kind of movies are monster movies, so of course it wins. Parasite is great, it deserves its win. Yeah, I take your word on that one. The commentary is not as blatant as spastic Twitter communists would have you think. Okay, all right.
New World was a good gangster one. That's Korean as well too. I Saw the Devil was a very good movie if you like serial killer stuff like that.
Actually, my brain is rewinding back to an earlier part of the conversation, going back to like the Taken and John Wick little tangent there.
All right.
Did you ever watch the Raid movies?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I saw the second one. I definitely saw the first one.
The second one starts off right where the first one ends, so if you're going to watch it, make sure you rewatch the first one, because it will kind of throw you for a little bit of a loop.
Okay.
It's the only thing I do dislike, and I just can't remember his name right now, is the writer-director who did them is done with them. He won't finish it. The Raid was originally supposed to be a single movie, then he decided to do a trilogy, and it just sucks that he decided to just drop it, because he left a great opening for a third one, and they're all, I mean, while the fighting is over the top and everything like that, they're all plausible if you want to go that route. And words, it didn't end up being like the Expendables or the Fast and Furious, where they just kept trying to outdo one another on each one.
Okay, I do have this vague memory of the raid. Maybe you can expand upon this. I remember reading that allegedly it was literally Race to the Market. They saw or heard about the Judge Dredd remake, and they were like, "Oh, this is a great idea. We need to rush it to market."
I don't know if it had that or not. If it did, it would have been a rush to the market in the American or in the English or Western world. Let me put it that way. It had been, because my understanding was it did fine and it's released in Southeast Asia. And then they just decided to bring it here because it was a blockbuster in Southeast Asia. It was even redubbed and everything in Korean and a couple other of the Southeast Asian languages. And it just blew everyone away. I don't know if you could call it a Judge
I don't know
at all.
Yeah, like I don't know one way or the other. I just remember hearing that at the time it came out. That was kind of like a little buzz piece about it.
Still trying to figure out the one movie I was talking about.
It's the white whale. You just can't let it go.
Pretty much right now.
Okay, I'm deadly curious at this point. What the fuck is going to be coming out in the next distant future? Let's see, upcoming releases. Oh, IMDb, can you work for once, please, and thank you. Oh no, they're doing another Mad Max movie, but it's going to be the chick as the main character.
Fuck, yeah, it's Furiosa.
Yeah, Furiosa.
They're trying to do a trilogy with her.
I still haven't watched the. I never did actually get around to watching Fury Road. I didn't.
Fury Road was actually very good. It didn't have to be Mad Max. They didn't have to call it Mad Max Fury Road because it was really all about Furiosa. Max is in it for a little bit. He does, and it's sad because Hardy would have played an excellent Mad Max. In all honesty, he would have been able to, like if they would have just redid Mad Max with Hardy, the three, Mad Max, Road Warrior, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, they would have made a boatload of money, and then just had Furiosa like on her own, like in the Mad Max world, presents Fury Road.
Yeah, I'm really big on. Yeah, I do agree, and I'm really big on the just call it something else and do your own thing kind of thing. But I see Porian said Beetlejuice 2. Yeah, but no, I saw something like I know Beetlejuice is coming. Beetlejuice 2 is coming up. But I saw something in June. There's another Bad Boys movie coming out.
Oh yeah.
Ride or die. God damn. Oh fuck me. Inside Out 2, don't care. Then watch the first one. The Exorcism, don't care. And another Despicable Me. Thank God I never got into those. Oh, fuck off. Twisters.
Yeah, the second one.
I am legitimately angry at that. Twisters. Oh, fuck off. Man, I don't watch movies anymore. Nothing worthwhile releasing. I agree. And what the fuck is Pipkin saying?
That's why I just keep rewatching the old one.
Well, no, well that I am in a kick right now of rewatch. I'm kind of like in a kick right now of rewatching old ones, but also rewatching stuff that I can't remember if I watched it or not. Like for example, I just remembered like I haven't gotten around to watching the Japanese Cube. Add that to the list. I'm gonna add Memento to the list. Oh, fuck off. I forgot they're making a Borderlands movie.
Yep.
Oh, and there's another Alien
live
one.
Action.
Oh, oh God. I'm just like back-to-back disappointment. Borderlands, Alien Romulus. Fuck. Okay, I have to see what the premise of this movie is. There's an action horror thriller called Stream. The Kennan family's simple weekend getaway truly turns into a vacation to die for as 4 deranged killers playing a sadistic game lock down their hotel and compete for the most creative murder of all guests. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. It's so fucking dumb. Oh no, I forgot. There's so many. Like I do read movie news and stuff, but I kind of just like in one ear out the other because it's all garbage right now. And I'm just again another disappointment. The Crow remake. I forgot about that one.
There's a new Crow remake coming out.
Crow 2024 in August.
No, it's probably going to be a woman this time then too. Probably
No,
a black
actually,
gay woman.
No, it's actually a dude. They actually got a dude.
Okay. No Tears for the Dead. That's the movie that I was trying to tell you about.
Okay, no tears for the dead. No tears for the dead. Hitman traumatized, killing young girl. Okay. Just open up a tab and get around to it after. Actually, there's a couple I should probably still have open. There we go. See you later. Ah, shit. I think I closed. No, wait. There's the upcoming releases. There we go. That's my place. They need a new Blade movie. No, they don't. Or a Battle Angel sequel. No, they don't.
Yeah, my understanding is the new Blade movie is basically a woman's movie.
Okay, so I haven't watched it yet, but the over like I know the plot line. So pretty much there's this replicant looking for another replicant. Stop me if you heard this one before. But pretty much the plot twist is that the replicant that Ryan Gosling is looking for is Deckard's replicant child. So Deckard actually had a kid, and you know she's like the great savior or whatever. And that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Beetlejuice is at September. There we go. Oh god, they're actually getting Renata. Okay, I knew they were getting back Michael Keaton for Beetlejuice, but it looks like they're actually getting back Renata Ryder too. That's kind of neat.
So Uber Soldat, my understanding was that Blade actually finished, and then they decided to go back and rewrite it, and then it basically ended up being that Blade got hurt, was saved by, this is my understanding, don't quote me word for word. Blade got hurt, a woman came in, basically killed the dude that hurt him, and then he spends the entirety of the movie recuperating, but then 3 women step in and do all the heavy work for him. And the guy that was tagged for it, who's actually a very good actor, I just can't remember his name, he decided to walk away, which means he lost all the money. He doesn't make any money off of it. So he spent a year making the movie. They rewrote it, just started doing reshoots, and he just said, screw it, I'm out. This is not even Blade anymore. This is a movie about 3 women. So he walked away from it, and that's why it's back to square one, is my understanding.
Oh no, they're making another Venom movie. Venom: The Last Dance.
Now, Venom has been alright. I mean, it's not...
Well, no, okay. The caveat is Venom is my favorite whatever you want to call him, my favorite comic book character, and I actually have liked the movie so far, but they tread a very fine line.
Yes, but they're still enjoyable.
They are, and I actually do have a little story with the first Venom movie. I watched it once. I watched it the first time sober. I did not like it. I watched it 5 more times drunk, off my tits, and I liked it. And then I watched it again sober, and I liked it. So I guess I had to kill my brain to actually really get into it.
Blade, was that again?
No, Venom.
Oh, okay.
No, but Blade's good sober.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. I just misheard it because again, I got Full House. And,
yeah, that's fine.
But the Venom I enjoyed. I don't know a whole lot about Venom, so I enjoyed it. Yes, Everything Everywhere was really good. I don't know why it had to make sure that they always kept mentioning that the daughter was a lesbian, though. I think it would have been fine if they would have just stuck with the story and not kept making sure that the daughter reintroduced her lesbianism every few minutes.
They're legitimately making a Gladiator 2 with Pedro Pascal.
Yes, that's supposed to be released. I have no idea. I have no intent to see it at all.
I have no intent to see it either. They got Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, Joseph Quinn, and Connie Nielsen.
I have no idea. It's like Titanic 2 or what's that one? I Am Legend 2.
Yeah.
There's no need for those.
Oh God, I forgot. They're making another Lord of the Rings thing. Who is it? Rohirrim.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of stupid spin-offs and stuff like now. Just like with the John Wick, they did that ballerina, but supposedly the few first test movies, the test shows they put out, everyone hated them.
Well, yeah, it's not terribly surprising.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry. They have to make sure they introduce the black elves, not as in their dark magic, but in the fact that they're just black, and they got to make sure they bring in the hairless dwarfs and everything like that. They got to introduce them in to make them part of the canon. Just like, I don't know, there was an article recently I was reading that was talking about how they're rewriting a bunch of books, like 80, 100 plus year old books. They're rewriting them to make sure they don't have issues in them anymore.
Oh, they've been doing that for a while now. The last major kerfuffle over that there particular was the redoing the Robert Dahl books to be a little more inclusive.
Yeah, exactly. That's
oh my, no way. They're making a Minecraft. They're making a Minecraft movie in 2025. They got Jason Momoa on it.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
There actually was a pretty decent New York Jewish mafia or gangster movie, if you want to call it. That was maybe from like 10 or so years ago. I just can't remember the name of it at all. I know the actor if I saw him.
I'm kind of just engrossed into the upcoming movie list at this point. It's all so bad.
Yeah, I won't be able to remember the name right now, but it's if I can remember the actor's name, I can find it. He's very snarky and very good on his sarcasm. But it does funny because he talks a lot of shit to this one, I want to say it was an Italian or a Russian mafia guy, and he's in a black bar, and he talks all this shit to the Russian guy, and then the Russian guy tries to get him in trouble or something like that, and then the Jewish guy turns back and goes, "What, these niggers?" And it was just, you know, the way he does it like that, and it just ended up being that he knew him. So they were like, oh yeah, we know my Jew brother and all those. Yeah, these are my niggas and stuff like that. And it just ended up being a pretty good little movie for what it was.
I'm just looking back in chat and seeing Porian's comments on the Lord of the Rings stuff, and god damn it.
Yeah, Negrolas.
Negrolas, what is your elf hand steel? And Lord them rings.
Now it'd be Lord of the Bikes if we're gonna be real true about it.
No, actually, I remember watching an interview with Ian McKellen. I forget, it was just before or just after the release of the first Hobbit movie, and he was really off script and he was really biting into it and stuff, because he was like singing the praise of the original Peter Jackson trilogy, of all the practical effects and everything that was done and stuff, and how the Hobbit movies were all literally just everything was blue and green screen. And he was pissed. I can only imagine what working on the Amazon series and what these new ones are going to be. It's like more green and blue screen. Woo. There's a Kia joke in there, but I don't read gay fantasy fiction. God damn it.
Yeah, Pipkin. If I can remember it, I'll post it in Discord. I am trying to look it up right now, but if I could just remember what other movies that actor was in.
There's that one screenshot of behind the scenes with McKellen just looking utterly defeated in entirely green screen room. That's probably the video I'm thinking of. Like, I do remember he did have a sit down interview where he was just like completely ragging on it, but I do remember that yeah, that screenshot actually is part of probably of the interview I saw and stuff, and he's just like completely broken. He's just like, oh my god. Went from like top of the line the practical effects to like just the green screen stuff. He was just like fucking done.
I'm sitting here looking through a list of Jewish actors, and they have Shia LaBeouf up in the top, and it's like Shia LaBeouf's been Catholic for the longest time.
Yes, but he still wants to get work, so he's Jewish.
Actually, he has. If you looked at them all lately, the last movie he did was what was it? He plays a Mexican gangster.
Oh god, I think I might have seen some screen caps of the movie you're talking about.
It's actually not a bad movie. I bought it because it was like $6.
Credit is due. The guy can act when he has to.
Yeah, he was very good in Fury.
Oh god, he wasn't that. God. I know, Shia LaBeouf fell off my radar after the He Will Not Divide Us marathon.
Yeah, that was some epic 4chan and other things, but he has really come around. I guess when his dad started dying, he went back to Catholicism and that. The Tax Collector, that's the name of the movie where he's a supporting actor.
Okay.
He plays a Mexican gangster called Animal, I want to say. And he actually plays them very good. He reminds me of old veteranos from the hood when I lived in the hood way back in the day. I
know, just picturing Shia LaBeouf as a cholo just amuses me for all the wrong reasons.
But he actually fits it better. In that movie, he actually does remind me of the old cholos, because the one thing I could say about the cholos compared to the beaner gangsters of today, if you want to call it that, is the cholos were very, very immaculate in their look, their dress, and how they held themselves.
Well, that's like gangsters back in the day where everyone was trying to LARP being the Godfather.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but they were that way even down in Mexico and in that. So they were that way for the longest time. Everything had to be clean and immaculate. And I mean, if you want to bring it up that was because of the La Costa Nostra, or the mafia, however you want to say it, then that's fine. I'd rather have those gangsters of that time today than what we have now, because at least, in my opinion, they kept the neighborhood in line. You didn't have as much shit going on as you do now, and kitty touchers would be they'd be in fear. That's for damn sure.
I've had this rant a million times in that people are just lazy these days. Like it's not even like just laziness; it's a competence issue. In that everywhere you see, people are just lazy and incompetent, and there's no desire to be better. Like the running joke is that Idiocracy was a documentary, and it's true.
Yeah, Idiocracy is a documentary, that's for sure. And there is a Constantine 2 coming out. As far as I'm aware, he's wrapped up filming of it. I think it's supposed to come out in 2025 sometime.
Yeah, I forget what VTuber I was watching, but I remember watching one of the VTubers, and they were commenting on there being a Constantine 2. I was like, I like Constantine 1. I've never really I have absolutely no experience with the comics, but the movie was fine.
I read the graphic novel when I was very much younger. Unfortunately, it was lost with a lot of stuff that got stolen way back in the day. But it is, I do enjoy the movie. I mean, there's a few plot holes in here and there and in that, but it's still just enjoyable. If you're all you're gonna do is sit there looking at plot holes, then you're not gonna enjoy things unless they're glaring plot holes. Like I said, that movie, that Blood, Bullets, and a Fistful of Cash. The beginning's a glaring plot hole, but if you get past that, the movie's enjoyable. It's fun.
I know when it comes to Constantine specifically, it's like a detective from hell. It's like if you take that way too seriously, then you fucked up. Actually, I do remember specific, like I do remember my headspace for liking Constantine in time, because I think when I saw Constantine, I think I was like really into Dresden Files at the same time, so I was like X magical, insert here magical detective, done. It's like you sold me.
Sorry about that. What was the last question?
And question, it was just more a rambling of when I watched the first Constantine, I was kind of in the mind space for it, because I've always been really big in the Dresden Files, but I think I was on a especially bad Dresden Files kick at the time and stuff. So it's like, oh, another supernatural detective franchise. Okay, done. Why is there still 41 people watching this?
Drake is Jewish, huh?
Fuck off, really?
That's what they're showing. I'm looking at this thing through Jewish actor lists, so I can see if I can find the image of that guy that I'm talking about for that Jewish gangster movie that I was talking about earlier.
Okay, so just so that I'm not having a senior moment, Drake the musician.
Yes, and it says he's Aubrey Drake Graham was born in Toronto, Ontario, the son of Dennis Graham, an African-American musician born in Memphis, Tennessee, and Sandy Cher Graham, a Canadian Jewish educator. So that's what makes him Jewish, is his mom's Jew.
I don't know what I'm more angry about, that Drake is Canadian or that I'm a year older than him. I don't know which makes me more angry at this point.
Are you aware of all the stuff that's going on between him and?
Yeah. I've been casually following the that. Yes. Let me. It's one of those things where let me get my extra small violin. It's like I don't care. I just want to see the shit show and laugh. Gelato. God damn it, Morgan. Don't hit me with that shit. Gelato.
Gelato.
God damn it. Fuck.
I don't know if they're going to play up the gay or not. It's a possibility, but my understanding was it's a Keanu Reeves funded remake or funded sequel.
I don't know. Keanu Reeves is a good guy and stuff, and it's kind of one of those things where if anyone were to hear Keanu Reeves I have this passion project and be just throw money at him, it'll do gangbusters. It's like no questions asked. Just give that man money and he'll make gold.
Yeah, but these new Matrix redos or whatever you want to call them, this new trilogy, it's definitely just they're turning it around to point that the one was actually Trinity.
Well, no, okay. The new Matrix movies have his Keanu Reeves' involvement is just a paycheck and stuff. The Wachowski troons are they're literally trooning out. They troon themselves out. Now they want to troon out their movies. That's what it comes down to. Sorry to remind you.
I'll still call them the Wachowski brothers. I don't care.
Yeah, fuck them. No, sorry, Uber, for reminding you there's another Matrix coming. And Pipka's laughing his whole off about the Wachowski troons. It's a shame we don't. I have a love-hate relationship with Wes Anderson. What was the last thing you did? Anime. Okay, yeah. Uber does have it right. The Animatrix was good. Oh, Wes Anderson, what have you done recently? Don't care. Asteroid City was awful. Haven't seen, don't care. Just want to look back, see what's the last movie of his I watched. We're in 2010s. It's not looking good. Okay, last Wes Anderson movie I saw was The Fantastic Mr. Fox. God damn it. I remember Rushmore being okay. Yeah. it's kind of depressing to look. It's kind of depressing to look back and some of the look back on the years that some of the shit came out in. It's like, yep, that came out all the way back then. Yep. I don't know. I'm kind of running out of steam, and I think Hanja might want to is gone back and paying attention to family stuff.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah,
sorry,
okay.
I got the reading. I was trying to find that Jewish actor that I was mentioning for the Jewish Gangster one. Started reading. That's my fault. I do that, and I shouldn't be doing that.
That's fine. I'm just saying I'm getting a little eepy. So if anyone wants to call in and give me an infusion of adrenaline, this is your chance. Otherwise, I'll probably call it in like 10, 15 minutes. Otherwise. And also, I really want to go get around to watching that Japanese Cube. Really want to watch it now.
Do you watch any of the Japanese game shows? The Gaki or anything like that?
No, okay, here's the thing. My main preferred medium is animation. So live action anything is not really my thing, and especially foreign live action anything is a really tall ask of me. So Japanese live action TV does not really do it for me. I even tried to give the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, all those live action Tokatsu stuff. I tried to give it a chance because I liked it as a kid. It's like, no, not even as an adult. Much like shonen anime, that ship sailed a long time ago. So the crazy wacky Japanese game shows, I watched a few of them just to give it a shot, and it's like, nah, not really my thing.
Yeah, the downtown crew is the one that I always liked watching the most. I would try to catch him when I could. They're the no laughing ones. I think it's Gaki Tudosuke. I don't quote me. I'm not great on Japanese, but those things would always like the Quiet Library or something like that. Those things would just have me rolling, even when I couldn't even understand them.
I'm actually having a real struggle right now. I'm trying to think back in my mental Rolodex. What was the last live action Japanese movie that I watched? And I think it might have been the live action Parasite movies because it was broken up into two. For those who don't know, Parasite being my favorite manga. Pie Hell. What the fuck name is that?
Yeah, I don't recall Pie Hell 2, but one of my favorite ones was the when they went back to high school and they tried to get a guy to read English, and it was hilarious. I was rolling. He was trying to count to 100, and when he got to 20, he was like 10-9, and then he sat there thinking, and he goes 10-10. That was his way of counting to 20. And now, he gets up to like 60, and he goes like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
No, the funny thing with that, if he was counting in French, he wouldn't be wrong. Yeah, because for those of you who don't know, counting in French, when I think it's like 60 to 7, yeah, I think it's like 60 to 70 and 80. It becomes effectively like 50-20, 60-20. That's how you actually say it. It's like
they count in Roman numerals.
Yeah, it gets stupid. It gets stupid towards the end. There, it's just like you were doing so good, but then it got stupid. It's a very stupid language. I will make no apologies.
There was another one, the Downtown Crew. They did one where they had to stay. They had to stay in a gym, and I'm talking like the basketball gym, the gymnasium. They had to stay in there, and they would not laugh and do stuff like that. And I just remember their punishments were pretty damn severe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Porian. I couldn't get into Hitoshi's other stuff. I just couldn't. I don't know why. Yeah. Must have been one of those lightning bottles for me kind of thing. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm really bad for that when it comes to like creators and stuff. Just because I like one of their things, it becomes really hit or miss for other works. Severe Alexander the Greatism. That's a very specific level of autism.
That is the one thing I was, I know some about Alexander the Great. I know I might be confused with a few others, but why is it in all the movies they keep trying to make him gay? There's another Alexander the Great movie coming out soon, and they're really going to play up the gay situation in that one too. Because
it's the ancient Greco-Roman times, and men can't just be friends.
Okay, men can have. Okay, let me put it this way. I get that their thing was a hole.
Yeah, well,
but even still, it'd be kind of like you'd still want to.
Yeah, no, woman. Yeah, no. Porian does nail it though. He was pretty fruity with his totally not boy toy. Yeah. Alexander the Great was definitely a top. He was not the bottom gay.
Yeah, I guess. But my question is too, since the history that we have on him is kind of limited, I don't know how we can still say that that's for sure. I'm just pointing out that point. That's, it could be totally true. I have no idea.
I know, but in the context of clown world and stuff, it becomes a lot more egregious because where it's coming from the people who are making it. Like I would be totally down with an Alexander the Great, like gay biopic. Like I would be totally on board with it, but it wouldn't be coming from a place of like love, for want of a better word in this context.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the movie that what's his name did was pretty good, but I didn't know why they had to keep showing him in was it 9 Seconds to Mars singer? I can't remember his name right now. Jared Leto.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the movie. I thought it was actually pretty good. I just still didn't get why they had to keep throwing up the gay every few minutes.
Let's see, I can't get into it in text, but it's fair to say it was pretty gay, but the ancient world had very different relationship dynamics than our Christian world. No, like I get that. Like I totally get that.
Yeah, sorry, back a minute. I totally agree with that statement. My point being is just, like I said, I could understand that back then when you're out, and he was warrior-esque, so he was out there, and you figured no better way to show you're a warrior than pounding a dude in his ass. That's the ultimate comeuppance if you really want to look at it just from that point. So I get that, but it's like they try to make him always gay.
Well, yeah, like my favorite joke is always to say like the most manliest thing you can ever do is another man. But Hollywood being Hollywood, it's like it's got to be fruity. It's less than more women are people. There was also that.
Yep, I can understand that too. But it wouldn't have been something he would have hid from his people then either. Well, I'm just saying in the movie. I'm going by the context of the movie. If you remember, it's like he never even wanted to have sex with Roxanne. All he wanted to do is keep doing Jared Leto. And so they were always constantly going off to do it, and it was always like, we can't let anyone know. It's like, well, from our understanding of the time, it didn't really matter then. You know, it was just sex.
Filthy, filthy Mediterranean sex.
Mouthing is, man, the smell must have been awful.
I tried not to think about it. No piggy with a bro job at that time, whether you were Greek, Babylonian, Persian, or Indian. God damn it. God damn it. I can't.
Yeah, that was my point, you know.
Hey, Pori, and is Amy streaming now, or is she going to be streaming soon? Am I keeping you from your waifu? You got finished a good while ago. Okay, I thought she was coming up then. Yeah. I really need to make a folder of reaction images.
Oh no, they crossed the streams.
And I know whenever Porian mentions Amy, I just keep on thinking of this bug eye picture. I think I was there for that stream, and I took that as a screen cap. Okay, it's 2.5 hours. I'm going to call it. I really want to go watch the movie. have dinner. But thanks for showing up and keeping me company.
Oh yeah, sorry. You didn't bring a little more excitement, but
no, that's fine. No, that's fine. We had our movie spurging, which was fun. Okay, and everyone else, thanks for coming. Take it easy later.